Hello, everybody.
Oh,
It's the After
hi.
Show. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. It's the After Show. Welcome to it. This week we are doing an EGM review quiz from the December 1997 issue of the magazine. That's issue number 101. Yeah, which was the issue after I became the news editor of EGM.
Really?
Officially. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
Aren't you special?
I was not on the review crew at this time, but
Oh, no?
no. But I was on staff previously. Before becoming news editor, I was just like online editor, I think. Online editor.
Not an editor at large?
Not an editor at large, no. I did news for GameSpot at this time and was kind of the liaison between GameSpot and EGM, because there was some kind of cooperation there that was supposed to happen that, kind of did. But anyway.
Sounds like the cooperation was them poaching a news editor.
Pretty much. Exactly. All right. Greg, Phil,
Hi.
We're going to do this in which been playing order. That means Greg goes first, Phil goes next. And here we go. This first game is for the Sega Saturn.
What month and year is this again?
December 1997.
Okay.
December 97. Originally designed for the Saturn, this version of Blank is better than its PlayStation counterpart. The graphics are much sharper due to it being in a higher resolution, and some of the 3D textures in the game are better drawn. Still, there's plenty of room for improvement. Overall, Blank is a fun, mindless shooter. Just don't expect a lot of gameplay depth in this simplistic romp on tank treads.
Wow, that is not what I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the review. I was going to shout out an answer after the first sentence. And then, boy, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yes.
Simplistic shooter on tank treads.
Simplistic romp on tank treads. It's a fun, mindless shooter. Don't expect a lot of gameplay depth.
Could it be Tiny Tank? That's what I was thinking.
I have to get my soundboard.
Yeah, you really do.
Not have my soundboard?
How long have we been doing this, Johnston?
Soundboard. And are you even going to be able to hear it over Melon? That's the question.
Don't know. Let's find out.
Tell me if you hear this. Oh, wait. Hold on. It wants me to install an update.
Definitely don't hear that.
Jesus. Okay, how about this?
Yeah, I heard that.
I do hear that.
Does that mean I'm wrong?
That means you're wrong.
Oh.
Damn it.
Phil.
That's too bad, because that was my that was my thought as well. Boy. A romp on tank treads.
Yeah.
It is not Tiny Tank.
No, it is not Tiny Tank.
It's available for PlayStation.
Yeah.
But it's better on Saturn.
The graphics are much sharper.
The graphics are sharper.
And some of the 3D textures in the game are better drawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, I have no idea. Tiny Tanks.
So
beloved sequel.
Before you give the answer,
yeah,
my first thought was Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah,
just wondering if that's. But anyway,
you're wondering if that's what the answer is.
If it is Tomb Raider, it's the most abysmal review ever.
Well, I don't think Lara Croft. I think she has feet,
but she has tank controls. So it could just be a terrible attempt at saying tank controls.
Oh, I see.
So is your answer Tomb Raider?
No, I mean my answer was Tiny Tank.
Well, of course, but no, you're wrong on Tomb Raider as well.
Okay. But that was my first thought when you got halfway through the review. I was like, oh, this is Tomb Raider. Clearly. I was like, tank treads, shooter.
Treads.
Anyway.
Shooter. No, I'm sorry. The answer is mass destruction. Mass destruction.
I remember that game.
I forgot about that game.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that we all kind of thought was going to be like Return Fire?
It might
then
be.
It wasn't as good as Return Fire.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
There's very little that's good as Return Fire.
That's true.
I'm playing Return Fire this Thursday night on my Twitch channel.
Oh, hey.
What a great game.
Yep.
Look at that.
Requested by CJ's best friend, Mike.
Nice. I've never played Return Fire.
Oh, it's so good.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
I know, right?
But you played CPU Bach.
I bought CPU Bach.
But not Return Fire.
You're weird.
Yeah, I know, right? I bought CPU Bach because it was $5. I mean, come on.
I bet you could have found Return Fire for $5.
I probably could have. All right, Phil.
Yes.
This one is for PlayStation.
PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1.
The original one?
This is 1997. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Blank is an amalgamation of elements from just about every popular platform game you can think of, especially Blank. Regardless, this cute game is good enough to stand on its own, even though it does have a few problems. My biggest gripes are that it's often difficult to judge your jumps in the 3D environments, and the enemies respawn after a few seconds. Despite annoyances, Blank is one of the better PlayStation 3D platformers.
Ooh.
Everyone was doing 3D platformers in 1997.
I know, right? That's the problem.
That's what makes it difficult.
Tricky to judge your jumps.
Yeah. That was a problem in 3D platformers.
Mm-hmm.
Croc.
That was exactly what I was going to guess.
And it is correct.
Hey!
It is
But do you remember the subtitle?
Legend of the Gobos?
Legend of the Gobos. Or
Yeah.
Gobos.
That
Nice
is
job.
correct.
But
Phil, you have
I know.
Total, like, pull it out of the air. Well, Croc was a 3D platformer.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, Greg.
Yep.
This one's for PlayStation 1.
Okay.
Most fighting games can be put into two categories, blank types and blank types. Blank dares to break the molds. It's different, but frankly, most of you won't like it. The wide open stages and sluggish controls won't make for many exciting moments. Knockouts are fun and interesting, but even they get monotonous. The best part of Blank is the fantastic art in the game and in the manual. For Blank fans only.
Could be rival schools.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
It is the wrong answer.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Phil.
Mean about it.
Yeah.
Tobal number 1?
Yeah, that was my other guess.
Nope.
Sorry, that is wrong. The answer is
Bushido
Dragon
Blade.
Ball GT.
Oh.
Wow.
Dragon Ball GT.
Wow. That was that the first Dragon Ball game to get released in the US?
As
Yeah.
the first Dragon Ball game to get released in the US, based on a series of Dragon Ball that was not airing in the US.
Right.
GT
Nice.
had different characters and was not at all related to Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, which had begun getting popular
Right.
around this time.
I think it was a little later, right? When Dragon Ball took off here?
A little bit later, yes.
Because if I remember correctly, this game ended up being worth a fair amount of money.
Yes, because people were starved for Dragon Ball video games and there were none to be found.
And it was like, oh, what about this game that was released last year that they sold 5 copies of?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it endlessly well into the 2000s. Anytime any Dragon Ball game came out, so
Yeah.
oh, remember GT?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did have a copy of this that was sealed. I think I did eBay it
Did you?
for a fair amount of money.
Yeah, I had a copy a while ago as well,
Yeah.
but I had to have sold it off at some point.
Yes. All right. I guess that means it's time for Phil
Yes.
to attempt to answer this one. It's for Nintendo 64.
Oof.
Once again, blank proves they not only make the weirdest platform games on the planet, but also some of the best. Blank offers an amazing variety of imaginative levels. Some have you solving puzzles, others send you exploring in all directions. One even has you competing in track and field events. The bosses, blank's specialty, rival those in blank, although the mid bosses are often disappointing.
Ah,
There's a lot going on in that review.
yeah, seriously. Jet Force Gemini. No.
Sorry, it is not that.
I was paying so little attention. I was shocked when Phil picked an N64 game.
It was for the N64. That's the system it's for.
I got the system right.
You did.
Okay, so now I need you to read the review again.
And please pay attention.
I am this time.
Nintendo 64.
Okay.
Once again, blank proves they not only make the weirdest platform games on the planet, but also some of the best. Blank offers an amazing variety of imaginative levels. Some have you solving puzzles, others send you exploring in all directions. One even has you competing in track and field events. The bosses, blank's specialty, rival those in blank, although the mid bosses are often disappointing.
1997.
97, Nintendo 64.
I don't know the
Platformer.
Nintendo 64 library well enough. I don't know. Space Station Silicon Valley.
I have another guess.
Okay. For no points.
Is it Mischief Makers?
It is Mischief Makers. Yes.
Makers.
It's
Yeah.
Mischief Makers.
Good
Yeah.
guess, Phil.
Yep.
Very good guess. Unfortunately, you had already guessed.
I know.
But you are in the lead, 1-0. So, hey.
I don't see that changing anytime soon.
I thought this one was one of the easy ones that
Oh,
you
dear.
would get immediately. All right. That means, Greg, you're up.
All right. I'll listen this
This
time.
is the last round.
Okay.
And then you got the bonus one. But, you
Right.
know. This one's also for the Nintendo 64. And this one might
good.
be more in your wheelhouse. So please listen closely.
Space Station
Blank.
Silicon Valley. Oh, sorry.
Blank is one of the more solid racers on the N64, but I honestly think it could have been a lot better. The brake is practically useless, and it's really annoying how the more advanced cars will burst into flames on the slightest impact. On the upside, graphics are excellent, and the sensation of speed is nice, but the music is the absolute worst crap I've ever heard from a video game. Still, if you're a fan of the arcade game, you won't be disappointed.
Ridge Racer 64.
No.
Crap. I know what it is.
What is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It just hit me.
Probably should have taken a beat.
Mhm. I know exactly what it is. Damn it.
San Francisco Rush.
It is San Francisco Rush.
There we go.
Phil, you now have 2 points.
Look at
to
me go.
Greg's 0.
Okay.
So, Phil, you're up.
Don't screw
Yes.
this up, Phil.
This one is for the Saturn,
Sega Saturn.
Of course it is.
the Sega Saturn.
Of course
Okay.
it is.
I mean,
Isn't
you did
this-
really well on the last Saturn one.
True. Isn't it refreshing to see an old-fashioned side-scrolling game once in a while? It's almost a lost art with today's technology. Blank plays and controls well, is challenging, and finally looks great. Blank games, however, do need a change of pace. Blank is the best in the series, but the series is getting old. Perhaps Blank is ready to go 3D, or better yet, 2.5D, like Blank. Either way, I hope the next game takes Blank to another level.
This Mega Man 8? It's not Mega Man 8.
It's not Mega Man 8.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a clue what this might be. It's an old series.
An
It's
old-fashioned
2D.
side-scrolling game. Once in a
This
while.
is one of the
It's 2D.
best, but it's time to go 3D or 2.5D.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a Mega Man 8 review.
It really does. Sounds like an abysmal Mega Man 8 review. Now all I'm thinking of is like one of the Mega Man X's. Trying to think of anything else. Like it wouldn't be Sonic. It wouldn't be.
It's for the Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn.
Screw it. Mega Man X4.
It is Mega Man X4.
Thanks for the hint, Phil. Like when you said Mega Man 8, my first response was, if that's right, I'm going to be angry, not because you got it, but because that's a terrible review for Mega Man 8.
Yeah. It is X4.
Oh, fantastic.
Alrighty, we have arrived at the time everybody is
Lives for.
They
Yes.
live for this.
Yeah.
It's the tiebreaker.
Absolutely.
2-1.
2-1 game.
2-1 for
Tiebreaker in the
Phil.
2-1 game.
Let's see the tiebreaker.
Phil is in the lead. Greg with just 1 point. Phil with 2. However, this could turn the tide. This could
Good.
turn the tide.
Let's see what happens.
Absolutely good.
I'm going to let Greg take a stab at this first. It's for the
Nice.
Nintendo 64.
I'm not
Good
going to get
luck.
it. Go ahead.
Good luck. The arcade version of Blank wasn't a blockbuster, so it stands to reason that the N64 version isn't exactly awe-inspiring. It is, however, a pretty solid fighting game with excellent polygonal graphics. I love the level of difficulty, even on easy. The toughest gamers will have a hard time beating Blank their first few games. The practice mode, a welcome new feature, will help you overcome this challenge better than the arcade.
Mortal Kombat 4? Wow, that was you were really quick on that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I even said the word 4 before you were reaching for that button.
You said mortal.
Well, I guess I know not to guess any Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah, CJ will make you pay for it.
Let's see. Okay, so it's a polygonal fighting game.
Yeah.
The arcade version. What did it? The arcade version wasn't a blockbuster.
It was not a blockbuster. Wasn't
so
a
that
blockbuster.
Rules out like Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
But it's better than the arcade version. I'm trying to think what other. There's crap like War Gods and Biofreaks,
Yeah.
but it seems like a stretch to call either of those better than anything. Screw it. I'm just gonna say War Gods.
War Gods, a
Sure.
no.
I'm gonna say Biofreaks. I'm gonna say Killer Instinct.
What was that? Was there dark something or other? I don't know.
Dark Rift.
Dark Rift.
No.
I'm gonna say Resident Evil 2.
Groove on fight.
No, I'm sorry. It is Mace: The Dark Age.
Oh,
Mace:
one of the other random garbage fighting games
Dark
that
Age.
came out on the N64.
So much
Apparently,
crap on the N64.
it's an Atari title. Atari
Yeah.
Games did the
That tracks.
arcade version, and then it was ported by Midway to the N64.
Is that on Atari 50?
No, it is not.
Oh,
It
wow.
might be one of the hidden games.
It's
Oh.
apparently similar
Micah
to
says there's some
BioFreaks.
Easter eggs that have not been discovered in that yet.
Oh, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did say that.
Did he plan another wedding proposal in there?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, Mace: The Dark Age.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even remember that game. Now looking at the box art, I remember
No.
it.
I
but
remember that.
I was like,
Is the cover? It's got like some like kind of
Some
medieval
kind of
looking
rendered character on it.
dude.
correct. Yeah, it's a medieval
Yeah.
looking dude. Yeah, exactly.
I remember arranging that game on the shelf at Babbage's, but never actually selling any.
I know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds correct.
Yeah.
Phil, you are our winner.
Yay!
Yeah,
Hooray!
you
Congratulations.
win.
I get all of this week's Patreon funds.
That's nope.
That's what we've been. That's what we've been doing with the funds, everyone.
It's stakes on these quizzes. Yes.
Ugh.
But anyway, yes, you are our winner this week. So
Yay.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody out there in Radio Land for supporting our show via Patreon at patreon.com/P1 podcast. There you go.
Mhm.
I want to also say, listeners, if you have an idea for a game we can play on the after show, you can email that to player1podcast@gmail.com. If it's Jeopardy, maybe you want to go to jeopardylabs.com and make that game and then email us the URL that it spits out. It's just that simple. Just that simple. Couldn't be easier. And I want to thank all of you once again for listening, just in general, for listening to the show. Hope you're doing well out there in Radio Land. Hope your family, friends, loved ones are all safe and well. And we will talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.